If you've been obsessing over reach and wondering why your views tanked overnight, I have some bad news. The algorithm isn't broken. It's just not your business partner. But I'll show you what it actually is, and it's 100% in your control. Okay. So, story time. There was a point where I was pivoting my content format, and I was like, I just want to try something new. This is still really valuable information, if not even more valuable. And so I thought that my audience would like latch onto it. I thought this would be something that would take off. And yeah, time went on and the number just wasn't moving up. And so I said, okay, maybe my internet is disconnected. Refreshing because I'm like, surely the number is stuck and there's a glitch. So then I Googled, so full of myself, Instagram outage. Because back then, Instagram, like there was an app outage, maybe it happened like twice in a year. So I was like, oh, it's just one of those times. But no, it was me. And it was super humbling because I had to face the reality that, okay, either something is off or I no longer know how to connect with my audience. And that could be a really confronting feeling, especially if you are giving your all, you're trying your best, and you're delivering a lot of value. But right now, especially in 2025, value is not enough. Value will not be the thing that people convert over. It's so much more than value now. And I think this is why we have to really change how we look at the algorithm as a literally unbiased tool and not something that is personally making a point to shadow ban our content and not show us to people. So we're moving into something that is called interest-based media. And follower count and followers don't matter as much because now people are being showed what they're interested in. Have you ever noticed, and you can probably open up your Instagram app and check right now, but if you go to the search explore page, everything that's going to be coming up are things that you've either looked at recently, searched recently, or enjoy following. So for me, I see a lot of fitness stuff, a lot of marriage or couples content, and fashion because that's what I'm consuming, that's what I'm actively searching, and that's what, yeah, that's what I'm interested in this season. So a couple things here. Naturally, when your audience's interests change, they might not be searching for the thing that you post about anymore. So you're not going to be as visible to them. But that's where you have an opportunity to reach new people. And second is, how did I lose the point that quick? It'll come back. All right. So lesson number one, I want you to remember that you're building for humans, not robots. And with AI being so deeply integrated in everything that we do, yes, it is still important to SEO optimize and use powerful search terms and keywords in your caption or in the video, but you're still looking for people to watch and resonate with what it is that you have to share. And your audience sticking around for a story arc or a character arc, you developing yourself or going through a season or a journey that they can deeply relate to is always going to be more valuable than having a spike in views and going viral for something and then having a bunch of like dead followers who, oh, sorry, ghost followers. It always goes so dark so quick. It's better than having a bunch of ghost followers. And there was a stat recently from Kajabi where they published a report that many of the creators that are earning six figures, creators and entrepreneurs that are using their platform and earning six figures a year on it, have less than 10,000 followers. So that in itself should show you how attainable it is to build a solid community around a journey, an idea, an interest, or just you. I'm like, my community is built around me. I have full faith that if I say that I'm going to open up a nail salon next week, people are going to stick around to see how that goes. I'm just, I've created an audience and kind of a personal brand where I just do really interesting and unique things, and people are along for that ride. They might opt into one storyline, but they'll stick around for the next ones. Okay. And then, second, or still in the first point, is trying to stick to like the same one or two content formats has been really helpful for me, not just with consistency, but allowing my audience to be familiar with like, okay, this is a glow post before I even see her name. And I wasn't always good about this in the past because I got bored of my own content very easily. But now what I'm trying to do is stick with the same format for at least 6 months. So twice a year or once a year, I guess I give myself the opportunity to revamp, remix, do something different. But moreover, you're going to see pretty much two very similar or repeated content formats. And then the third, I let it be for whatever I want. So I let myself have a third pillar that's just kind of free flow, whatever I feel like, whatever is inspiring me that week. But one format is reposts of my top threads from that week. And that allows people to see like my one-liners. And yeah, like people, words are easy to consume and digest. People can easily swipe through. And what's nice about my word format is that I can also passively sell my digital product. MyCreativeReset.com right now is the thing that is going to be kind of like my, I don't know what to call it. Like that's like if someone's like curious about me, wanting to work with me, it's a great entry level product. It can last you up to 90 days, but I think there's so much transformation in it. I think for someone who's like a new follower, it feels like a low ticket, low barrier investment. And ultimately, my digital products right now are doing a little over 30K a month. So it's nice because it is like one digital product that can, of course, lead to the next. But I like it because I'm passively selling while actively pushing out really valuable words. And the second type of content is more so like I want to say talking heads. It's a little bit of this. It could be a clip from my podcast. It could be a clip from one of my YouTube videos. It could be a clip of me walking and talking and sharing just a download. But I'm trying to get better at showing people myself on camera talking. And I don't really like short form talking like that. I tend to not be able to bring all of me. And if you've been watching these videos, you can probably see that I talk a little bit slower and I give myself the space to like think through my words. Normally, when because of ADHD, we usually feel really anxious when we talk to a group of people, and we have five competing thoughts, which probably have five contrasting narratives, and we're constantly trying to figure out which one should we get on the main track. There was a meme that says we have five tracks all going at the same time with no conductors. I feel like my train of thought, quite literally, because you saw that I lost it earlier. I'm always trying to keep it on one track. So with these long form videos, I don't feel rushed to get to the point because I trust that you can put it on 2x speed or that I'm playing in the background while you're cooking, while you're showering, while you're getting ready for the day and doing your makeup. So it doesn't feel like I have to rush my time with you because you're listening or consuming these types of videos in a very, you know, paced environment. Okay. Number two, I want you to treat social media as like your top of funnel content. So understand that moving forward, I think the best creators will really lean into long form content. You will see the people that will completely dominate social media in the next 5 years are those that don't need any editing gimmicks. And kind of a flex, but I'm doing it right now. Those who can turn on a camera and speak for an hour with no notes. Those who can speak about what they love, their obsessions, teach on a lesson, give a framework, have a download, share tips. If they can do it from the dome, that commands a level of respect that a lot of people can't. And I think in a world, in a digital age where people are getting overwhelmed with what's real, what's fake, what's necessary, what's for me, what's not, who do I listen to, what voices can I trust, what's AI generated, you can really lean on the creators and the online educators who can still speak like this and don't have to rely on editing gimmicks to substitute for the value of their content. So if you see a creator leaning into long form content, especially without edits or with minimal edits, you can really trust that they know what they're talking about. And another thing to consider is that the algorithm is its goal is to constantly recommend you to new people. So when you say, oh, the algorithm sucks, it's not that the algorithm doesn't want to show your content to your people, but the algorithm only looks at, okay, what is this video about? How many people are searching for it? And for the people that actively want this type of content, are they watching past the first 3 seconds? I'm speaking about Instagram specifically. Because if they're not, Instagram then says, unfortunately, well, we value the users on this platform and we value them so much that if at least 60% of people aren't watching past the first 3 seconds, we are not going to prioritize this video and we're going to give you an opportunity for your next one to maybe make a hit. But I don't know if you've like ever scrolled the explore feed where you're just kind of like randomly, almost in a TikTok way. You're kind of getting like random stuff, but all of them are funny. All of them are viral. All of them are interesting. All of them are like, oh, how unique, how different. And that's because the algorithm says, I only want to show you the best. So know that when the algorithm does push your content, it's because people have decided this is well worth watching past the 3 second mark because you have a really great hook and something to consider when it comes to having a hook. And this is something that I learned recently and I've been doing and it actually worked. I had a video recently where I had the captions on and then I also had a title and then I started talking. And that was like three types of hooks almost. The caption is like a visual hook. You have the title, that's also kind of like a visual hook. And then I had the verbal hook of what I was saying. And so just by doing that, I either confuse people, they don't know which one to pay attention to. And so they watch all three, and then boom, I've got them past the 3 second mark. And I know you might hear this and be like, oh, Chloe, I don't want to play games. Like, I don't want social media to turn into this gimmick where I have to gamify my way towards people to get to people's feeds. And the reality is, most of life is a game, unfortunately. Entrepreneurship is a game. It's a thinking sport. There's so much about what we do that actually is just a game. And you have to allow yourself to be a player and not see it from such a doom perspective, but an opportunity one. So I actually think social media is getting better than where it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It was a chaotic time. Like 2022 was weird. Like that's when like the super gimmicky, fast cut, um, the short form content was everywhere. And it's so overstimulating for people like me with ADHD because you can't actually listen or understand what someone is saying when there's all of these flying things across the screen and sound effects. So I think people are going back to like the cozy creators or the comfort creators that it's like you have a cup of tea with them and they're like, yeah. And then on top of that, making sure that with social media, you are guiding people to either your email list or a broadcast channel. Now, I've had a broadcast channel for 3 or 4 years. Meta actually reached out and I collaborated with them on the launch of the broadcast channel on WhatsApp. And at the time, I was like, okay, I could do like a nicheless ninja type of deal and like get people together who felt like they were multi-passionate and I did a mastermind on that. I named the Instagram channel that. And then the Nicheless Ninja kind of felt like more of a fun thing to say and less of a way to bring people together. So I like that, I still call myself a Nicheless Ninja, but I knew I wanted to be more intentional with how I use that space because of the type of content that I wanted to share there. So when I realized that storytelling and episodic series were going to be like the next wave, of viral content on Instagram. Okay, I wanted a space where I could really geek out about it, but then also like just give people like tips, insight, random, I don't know, random insider information that feels like too nerdy to share anywhere else. And yeah, it's been a great shift for me. So If someone isn't actively hearing about your broadcast channel, make sure they're going at least to your email newsletter. And I have to even do a better job of promoting mine. I think every other week I'll share it in my 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 stories, but that's even not enough. Okay. And more importantly, you cannot outsource the work. Well, technically you can. Technically you can. Technically you can, but the consistency, the passion, the love for what you do and what you share, you can't just pass that off anymore. And I saw a great video by Cat GPT, which is very clever. Her name is Cat, and yeah, her username is called Ask Cat GPT. Just a brilliant way. She's grown so fast. She's become yeah, multiple six-figure earner just from like her tips on sharing and talking about ChatGPT. So it's incredible. Like you can attach yourself to any movement and really capitalize on it. But she posted a video today, August 11th, where she talked about if you are wanting to be an entrepreneur, become a content creator first. And the reason she said that is because if you're an entrepreneur, you have a product and you want to sell it to people. But if you don't have an audience, then you have to rely on ads, you have to rely on other distribution channels and networks. And that takes time and money. But if you are a creator first and you build an audience that trusts you and knows you and relies on you for specific information, when you then present a product, it's so much easier to sell to that audience that's built and baked into your brand. So I really love that perspective because I didn't even realize that was absolutely my journey. As a travel blogger, I was sharing solo travel tips, Black travel tips, just travel in general. And I built my audience off of travel lovers so that when I had my first like major offer, my first low ticket offer was a $9 ebook from excuses to excursions, self-published. And then it was later picked up by a publisher. And then my high ticket product was a $2,500 course teaching other bloggers how to get paid, how to land brand deals, how to have sponsored hotel campaigns. And that was able to happen. Like I did my first blogging course. I did $50,000 in 7 days. And I was able to do that because I built in such trust. Like they saw me on these brand trips, they saw me doing these campaigns, they saw me booked and busy. Even though I don't like saying booked and busy, blessed and balanced. They saw me living the life before I started to sell it. And people often joke like, oh, everyone's a coach and everyone's coaching people how to coach people. And it's not that at all. If you have a very specific thing that you love and a very unique interest or curiosity or passion, I absolutely believe your first thing should be making money from that before trying to sell it. And so I did that. I did that actually for many years. And yeah, either way, don't let people who are jealous that you are making money online talk you out of continuing to do what you do. Okay, and consistency is a master's game. So understand that if you are signing up for making money, I can't stress enough how good we have it, how good we really have it. We can be on a beach in Barcelona, okay, and post a new offer and make $1,000 by the time you're ready to go back home or to your hotel. It is wild. I will never not be amazed or in awe of the opportunity to make money on the internet. And I've made millions on the internet and it still blows my mind. It still doesn't feel real. Sometimes I'll be out. I think there was with Stefan. There was one time we were just out at a really nice dinner. And I'm like, oh, babe, in this last, we've been out for a couple hours, we made $4,000. Like, and it's not about the money. It's really about the opportunity and how this wasn't possible a couple decades ago. It's unreal. It's almost unfair, truly. I really don't want to be born at any other time if I had to do it all over again. I'm so grateful to be a 90s baby because I feel like I was born in the right decade where I was an early adopter to the dot-com boom, and I got in just early enough to really understand the opportunity. Okay, and number three, work on evergreen assets and content more than the trends. I've always said that I do not follow trends, I create them. I rarely, maybe once or twice a year, something's really funny or really random, I'll hop on it, but you will not see me build my brand off of trends. And I caution against that for you because if you really don't have a I don't know, you don't have your own trend or you don't have your own reason why people follow you. One day trends are going to be gimmicky and people are going to be sick of them. But if that's what your whole brand is made out of, it's almost like people don't have a reason to stick around. So you need to be anchored in something else outside of what everyone else is doing. And evergreen content are things that people will search until the end of time. So in the entrepreneurial space, people will always be searching how to make money online, how to set up my PayPal, how to market my course. Like these are things that no matter what, people will always be searching. So making sure that you are creating enough cornerstone content that tackles the very basic issues. And you're kind of seeing me in process now. Um, I recommend having a media channel and a verbal channel. So my media channel is now YouTube. YouTube is a place where I want to, and I don't need to be huge on here. Like I am happy having a cute, cozy corner where I get the most intelligent, brilliant like I want to lead leaders. I don't want to be just attracting a bunch of followers. I want to find people that also have their own communities, that also have their own spaces that they lead, that are just quality humans, well-traveled, intelligent. So that's not going to be a majority of YouTube, unfortunately. So I have accepted that I'm not going to be a huge channel, but for the people that I do attract, we can go deep. So this is my media channel for just top of funnel content. And then Threads is my verbal channel when I just want to get out my quick one-liners. And Instagram will get the top performing posts on both of those places. And LinkedIn, we're still working on her. She still needs some strategy and intention. But I love that I allowed myself to only focus on one channel or one social media platform per month. And I recommend that for you too. If you are trying to grow across the board and be huge everywhere, it's going to be really hard to sustain. So, what I recommend is let's say YouTube is also an aspiration for you. Create a YouTube strategy or just test out like what type of content you want to post on here. You might not be able to do once a day like this, which is still crazy that I'm doing this, but maybe once a week. And so with once a week, you can kind of test out what's working, what feels good, what doesn't. And by that fourth week, you should have a little bit of a flow. And maybe in that fourth week, you can also batch create. So maybe you record 10 videos. So now you have the next 2 months already done. And all you have to do is upload or edit. And then the next month, you can now say, okay, I'm going to work on my Instagram strategy. And so all your effort is focused on Instagram until you get those two content formats down. And yeah, just keep rinse and repeating until every month you work on a new platform. And now you've got every platform covered and a strategy that you can implement and rinse and repeat each month. Okay. Mm. Understand that each post is like compound interest for your personal brand. Everything that you're doing is like building up. It's building up your brand. It's adding legs and depth and flavor and layers to everything about who you are and what you can do for people. I think so many people have had disappointing experiences with online education or coaches. And so it's important that you just show up as you so that people aren't surprised when they're on the other side and they're expecting something different. So you won't see me be like, it's not me. It's never been me and my voice can't get that high. And so I think the more of me that I just am, the less I have to stress about attracting the wrong people. Because if I can only convert 2 out of 100 people, but those two are like my people. They get me and I enjoy coaching them. I will take two every single time versus 50 who have expectations, trauma, projections, assumptions, like, lack of boundaries, all that kind of stuff. And so I feel very lucky and blessed that I haven't had like a ton of like negative experiences because I feel like I've always brought all of myself on the internet so that I'm attracting the kind of people that I would actually enjoy. So yeah, I want to share that. Okay. So as a recap, the algorithm is a tool, but it also owes you nothing. And I hope if there's one thing that I hope you get out of this video, there's many things I hope you got out of this video. But if there's the main thing is that the more you try to like blame the algorithm, the less ownership and accountability you have for yourself. It's a cop out. Whenever I see someone blame something outside of themselves, it's a missed opportunity to look within and say, how can I shift? What can I do different? What can I control? Okay. So if you enjoyed this, I hope you enjoyed it. It's If you haven't already, join the movement at mycreativereset.com. I had a really sweet voice note from Ebony. I think I'm just gonna play it so that y'all can see. You really need to get this. You really got to get this thing, all right? Because it's really helping people, and I love that. Yeah, I love that. I can't even. eh, My DMs are a hot mess express. Look at me. I was like trying to rush, and I'm like, y'all will wait. Chloe, I just work with system. I don't know if you can hear it. Thank you for creating the creative reset. I'm a little bit emotional, I'll be honest. I'll try to fast forward it. Okay. So I started it. I looked at it last week. And to be honest, to say I put it down because of the very first assignment. I just don't know if I was ready to do it. I didn't think I wanted to do it. And I was like, I'll just start another day. I'll get it, I'll get it tomorrow. I just kind of was really avoiding the first assignment. Um, I made a promise to myself that I would start today, which is Sunday. And I did. You know, it's- it was a bunch of things. A lot of things came up that I didn't even realize would come up and never thought was. I just want to say that I'm only on the first assignment, so I can't even imagine the rest of the things. But I want to thank you for so selflessly. I think the internet is literally, I have so many things going at once. I need to give it a few more seconds. Mm, mm. Maybe. Might have died. Creating amazing things to put out into the world, help others continue to grow and grow in amazing ways without being in a lot and being so cookie cutter. And I just appreciate you for that so much. I'm nervous to see what the reset will be because the first day has been tough. Okay, I'll stop it there. Yeah, so it's really cool to hear everyone's feedback. And if anyone wants to send me voice notes in my DMs, I appreciate it because it helps me like really get a bird's eye view of like what you all are actually feeling and experiencing when you go through the daily challenges. And it's done in a way where things build onto the next. So of course, most people want to buy it to like learn how to monetize, make money, build out the digital product. But I have that towards the end on purpose because so much of money mindset and monetization starts internally. And yeah, I think I think it's just a beautiful little roadmap, and I'm really, really grateful that one day I just said, this is needed. And whenever I have an idea, I promise you I talk myself out of it just as much as you probably talk yourself out of yours. And the best thing that you can do is just take immediate action. If there is urgency in your approach, man, you'll make a lot of money. The most successful people on the internet have an urgency about them. Like their idea cannot wait. It cannot wait. Your purpose can't wait. And a lot of you have the answers to other people's prayers. So you need to put yourself out there. Okay. And I hope this video came out okay because of my internet. Right.